welcome to my channel. As promised, this is the bed portion of the van tour. One thing that you really need to keep in mind is just the fact that I built this for lightweight. I built this to save money. So it's different. It is different, but the function is the same. And not everyone can do it. Not everyone will want to do it. But I am quite pleased with everything, the way the build turned out. I've got more things to do. Oh, speaking of that, nobody made a comment on the cost of the Arkansas trip, but nonetheless, I will be putting that on. I'll explain all that, and so you can see exactly what it cost to go 5 states round trip. It was really awesome. There's a lot more to come. I got some more things coming up this summer, and some changes that I want to do, and there's just a lot. So there's a lot of things that'll keep me busy on this channel. So if you enjoy it, do that, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, help me grow this baby up, and I appreciate all of it. I really, really do. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, time for the bed. Now this one is a little bit different because this bed is made out of this thin 3/4, or not 3/4, 3/8 plywood, and so you have to reinforce it. You know, I'm 200 pounds. You can't put 200 pounds on 3/8 plywood and expect it to hold. By the way, you know, most people make these beds. So I got to move this. So you got to move these up here. And sometimes I put it up here in the front seat just to get it out of the way. Otherwise, they restrict your movement. So this little strap right here is actually for putting it up. So all you do on this particular one, and I'll show you what's happening here as we go, is you got this latch that holds it in place. So sometimes it kind of pulls up there, and then you just lift it up here, okay, way up here. Now all this stuff is down. Oops. So you might need to move. I mean, sometimes I got to move stuff out of the way, but typically it all just fits right in there. And then you slide these guys. Now look, this is the reinforcement I'm talking about. So all of this front piece here has these braces all over it, and the legs to hold when I'm sitting down or in the bed mode, either way. So they're like that, and then these notches down here, you can see, they fit into that. And with this weather here in Arkansas, it's a lot more humid, so it wouldn't hurt if they were a little bit wider because the wood's expanding. Anyway, so you take that, just pull it forward, and you got to keep it straight up like that. It has to clear all that, and you get over there and you just bring it over here. As you can see how they're clearing over here. You bring it down, and then, I mean, you can see I'm doing this with one hand, obviously, so it's not that hard. Then you just pull your cushions over, set them over here. Okay, and then you basically, all you're doing is rolling that bed mat there over. I'm not going to do all that. You guys know what I mean. I know you've seen it before, but you just roll it back here. It's, you know, already made to tuck in around the corners here. And then your bed's made. In the morning, you take it loose from the corners and roll it back over there. And that's my pillow that I made. It's both sides. On one side it's Southwest Minivan Life, and on the other side it's just Minivan Life. That was my my channel's name, and I went back to my own name because I really don't do it a lot. So going back, it's the same thing but backwards. So you take everything and you move it out of the way. And same thing over here. Take these guys and move them back here. Typically I like to even push those up a little bit. And over here, same thing. You can either take it out or put it up in the front seat, or just take it out. Set it back up here. Okay. And then this one is a little bit harder. This takes 2 hands for the most part, but you grab hold of this. So let me try to get a good grip on the camera here. Yeah, so you can see everything. And you pull up on it. Let me push this back a little bit. So you pull up on this, and that gets it going. And then you just push in on this, till you get it straight up again. Just like that. Same old way as when you got a bug in my hair. And then down here, you push it back. The same as you did when we were pulling it down way back, but you got to clear these legs to make sure they clear completely through here. Now while we got this up, let's look at the storage down here. So down here is my laundry bag. Right over here. Try to do this all different. Yeah, tilt that back, leave it. So this is my laundry bag, and another one of my boxes. I got my tablet in there. These guys are supposed to be in the back, but there's batteries and a headlamp, stuff like that in there, a poncho. Over here is my camera stuff for video, pictures, whatever. And all the cords and all the attachments and everything. Then over here is my power thing. It's also got this in it, in case I have a flat tire, but all of my stuff for powered everything, all the adapters and everything like that is in there, except for usually the laptop. Usually I keep that in that bag because then you just pull this back down again. Don't try to scoot up on me a little bit there. Pull these guys down again. Right there, make sure they clear. Just this one here now. The front side, it stays up against this, so we don't want that one down. So all you're going to do is just push this one down in here, get this one all lined up. And then, oops, that's got that brace. You got to make sure it's back there far enough. Same thing as we did on the way down. And you just got to push this back. And like I say, it's a little swollen around here, but and then you push this over there, lock it into place, and then put your, oops, left that out. I got to put some stuff in it anyway. Get your cushions. One. Oops. There's one. We'll just put that one on the bottom then, since that's there. Get this one off of here. And there you have it. The bed. And then the couch. Now, the main thing about this, as you should already know, is that right here it's a bed. And then back here, it's the exact same spot. So if you take these guys and push those over there, you've got another couch, and you could be, looking out the view this way. So depending on how you park, it's awesome. That's my favorite thing about it. On this particular one, I have added another little function. So you take these sticks like this, and over here I've got these notches in the wood. I don't know if you can see it. So the stick goes in that notch, and then it has this little piece over here that I added. Set that up there, and the other one is over here somewhere. Another notch. And you scoop that over there into this. It's got a little notch underneath here too that it fits into. And so we got these notched out here just for this reason. And then when you got that done, you've got yourself a recliner bed, or whatever you want to call it. So while it's down, like I was saying, this is the last of the cubbies to look at. This is the fuel cubby, and I left with it full. So you can see it's just got the butane and propane. There's some water socks in case I wanted, or whatever, water moccasins, whatever, to get into. And I got this little extra spot here where I can stick whatever I want. And a lot of times I'll put my Bluetooth speaker over there. And that's that. So this is the layers. Down here you've got the styrofoam with a foil on the other side. Then up here you've got an inch foam board, like the kind of like the great stuff is what it really is. Then on top of that one, you got a sound deadening, which I gotta have that. I don't like all that sound. And then on top of that, you've got the floor. Now it's a pretty thick floor, but this thing is as quiet as a Cadillac. So that's that. And just, you just cut the floor out the same way you do, make templates, whatever you got to do to make it. Next comes window covers. So what you have here is just Reflectix up here. You can see this. It's got regular old Reflectix, and then on that side there's it's taped onto Coroplast, the plastic cardboard. And then this thing right here is that I've used that foil tape, the real thin stuff like for air conditioning and all that, to put that on there. It's not the greatest, but it does the job for now until I think of something else better. So that all the window covers are like that, except these back ones. These two back ones are both that same 1 inch thick stuff there, because I don't use them, and you know, the better the insulation the better. So that's got that in there on that. And over here it's the same thing. It's on the other side of this though, but it's the same stuff. So then after that comes the walls inside there are basically, there are 22 house foam, or not foam, kind of like the wool, kind of like rock wool, but it's not really rock wool, and it's just pushed into the holes, so it's all the way through. This whole back section has been insulated with that. So you'll see this often too. Yeah, it's just these tables. Now everyone's got one, and I'm sure you've already seen it, but I'm going to show you just to make sure that I don't miss nothing, that you can't accuse me of not showing something. So the first thing you do is you just pick it up, and everything's doing one-handed like you see most of the time, and you latch it onto this. You know, you buy this, I got that off of Amazon, I think. And then over here, all I did was buy this little bracket from Amazon also. And then you just kind of pull this thing down, lock it in place. You cut that thing, you know, whatever length you want it to be. And I've got a little way that I made for an extender, so I can put it other places. But then you've got yourself a work table or kitchen table or whatever you want to call it. Now the other thing I do is I have 2 stoves, and I have a 2 burner, and that goes under there where I showed you before. And then I have that little 1 stove that everybody else has, or 1 burner. If it's Coleman or Ozark Trails or whatever. Let me pop that open. And these things all work great. But most of the time I use this one because it's just quick and easy. It's Coleman. Yep. Then over here that the solar panels are propped up against is a box that I'm using to hopefully keep that in the sun. Looks like I got to change it again. So there's that one. This is my collapsible sink that goes into that same box, the lid to that box. And then all this over here too. All these dishes, they all go into that. There's my, you know, I'm going to change out some of these things. But anyway, all this right here goes inside that box. And that thing there. And that cup over there. And that collapsible one there. And on this box, this has got just stuff that I figured might be a necessity also. This is a gift from the people in the next camp over. It's just a bunch of food they got from a food pantry that obviously they don't want to eat. But in here I've just got my hip pack for when I do want to go camping. There's towels, a set of flannel sheets, camp shower, toaster, camp toaster. There's also a heater in here, a propane or butane heater. What else? First aid kit, deck of cards, a toaster. That's an oven. This one's an oven. Some clamps for bags. Just, you know, whatever you feel like. But there's a 12-volt fan there. Just put whatever you want in there, and then certain things I probably won't carry no more. So this is traveling mode. This is what it looks like when I'm going down the road in the back. So there's all that stuff there, stuff that needs to be charged, plugged in, charging up. Junk over here. Some of this is going to fly around, but not much. And that's it. That is the whole thing up here. Looks like this. Yep. And then there's that, and that's all there is to that. Okay, this crappy little phone. The picture's not good, but it does take some video in the night with these fairy lights. So this is what it looks like that way with the fairy lights. Else.